In the midst of a season filled with ups and downs, one name has emerged as a beacon of hope for Toronto fans. This player has shattered records with the Marlies and is ready to prove he belongs in the NHL. With our current struggles on the ice, could this be the moment we finally give him a chance? The anticipation is building, and you won't want to miss what's coming next for the Leafs. After breaking the all-time goal record for the Toronto Marlies, Alex Steeves has made a compelling case for the Maple Leafs to give him another shot before the trade deadline approaches. This season alone, he has netted 26 goals and provided 15 assists in just 35 games, amassing an impressive 41 points. When you look at his overall AHL statistics, 95 goals and 100 assists for a total of 195 points in 223 games, it's clear he's doing something right. Steeves is proving that he's more than capable of making an impact at a higher level. Now, let's talk about what this means for the Maple Leafs. The team is currently grappling with a lack of offensive depth, particularly on the third line. With Nick Robertson struggling to find the back of the net and Pontus Holmberg not providing the spark we hoped for, it's time to consider a fresh face. Bringing Steeves into the mix could be exactly what Toronto needs to shake things up. Imagine him paired with Bobby McMahon. That could give the Leafs at least two viable scoring options on a line that desperately needs it. Let's be real. Steeves has doubled the production of both Robertson and Holmberg in fewer games. Sure, there's a risk in sacrificing some defensive responsibility by moving Holmberg out of the lineup, but if you can't score, how do you expect to win? The Leafs need to score to stay competitive, and Steeves has shown he can do just that. It's also important to consider the mental aspect of this situation. Steeves has openly expressed frustration about not being called up earlier, even hinting that he might seek opportunities elsewhere if the Leafs don't promote him. That's a red flag for any organization. While he has since walked back those comments, it's clear that he's hungry for a chance to prove himself at the NHL level. And honestly, who can blame him? He's earned it. Now, do I think calling up Steeves is the right move? Absolutely. The Leafs are at a crossroads right now. They can either continue to struggle offensively and risk losing a talented player who's eager to contribute, or they can make a bold decision that could pay dividends in the long run. The team has a lot of potential, but potential doesn't mean much if it's not realized on the ice. This isn't just about one player. It's about the future of the franchise and the dreams of the fans. Every decision the Leafs make has a ripple effect, not just for this season, but for years to come. We, as fans, invest so much of our passion and energy into this team, and we deserve to see them take calculated risks that could lead to success. So, I want to hear from you. What do you think? Should the Leafs take the plunge and give Steeves a shot? Or do you believe they should stick with the current lineup and look for trades instead? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, I want to see the team make a splash and bring in a big name to boost the roster. But on the other hand, the talent is right in front of us, ready to be unleashed. The Toronto Maple Leafs have made a significant roster move that has fans buzzing with speculation. Just ahead of the Four Nations break, the Leafs opted to send Dakota Mermis back to the Marlies, a decision that has ignited chatter about potential trade activity orchestrated by General Manager Brad Treliving. Mermis, who was signed to a one-year contract last July, has had a tough go of it this season, battling through a jaw injury that sidelined him for nearly half the year. After being cleared to play, he went through waivers, was claimed by the Utah Hockey Club, and played just one game before the Leafs brought him back. Now, after a nail-biting 2-1 loss to Vancouver, Mermis finds himself back with the Marlies. This move not only clears a roster spot, but also raises intriguing questions about what Treliving might be up to. The fact that the Marlies have also kept two of their top prospects, Fraser Minton and Nikita Grebenkin, out of the lineup for consecutive games adds to the mystique surrounding this situation. It certainly feels like Treliving is preparing for something bigger on the trade front. With the Leafs not scheduled to play until February 22nd, it's the perfect time for any new acquisitions to settle in and get accustomed to the team's systems. We all know the kind of player the Leafs are targeting, and this pause could serve as a strategic advantage. The Four Nations break isn't just a chance for those players to rest. It might be the calm before the storm as general managers look to make deals before the trade deadline. But let's pause for a moment and reflect. Was sending Mermis back the right call? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, clearing that roster spot could open the door for a fresh face who can contribute significantly as the playoffs approach. On the other hand, it's tough to see a player who has battled through injuries just to find himself back in the minors. It's a delicate balance that Treliving must navigate. The stakes are high, and every decision counts as we aim for what we all dream of, a long playoff run. As a passionate fan, it's hard not to get swept up in the excitement and the anxiety that comes with roster changes. Will this be the move that propels us into a position to make a deep playoff push? Or will we look back and wonder what could have been? The uncertainty is palpable, and it's what makes being a fan of the Leafs such an emotional roller coaster. Want to hear from you? What about this decision? Is it the right path forward for the team? Are we on the brink of something exciting, or are we just kicking the can down the road? Join the debate in the comments below. Your opinions matter, and together we can unpack what this means for our beloved Maple Leafs. And remember, if you want to keep up with all the twists and turns of the season, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates as we continue to ride this thrilling journey together as devoted fans of the Toronto Maple Leafs.